Everybody. Good morning. Dressed and getting ready to go to church this morning. So I wanted to come on here and discuss a few things about the Delphi homicides of Liberty German and Abigail Williams and the arrest of Richard Allen. So back in the beginning, it was released to the public that one of the signatures was non-secular. Being that I'm going to church this morning, people think, well, it's religious in nature. Psychically, recently, I've had some very odd dreams and visions in my head. And one of those being a black wolf, and another one being a pentagram. Now, a lot of people have brought up Lupercalia, and I did a little bit of research, and, if you're not familiar with Lupercalia, originally it was a, a feast day, a satanic feast day, like 2,000 years ago. Anyway, they would sacrifice a goat or a dog, and then the participants would smear the blood all over their faces using the knife, or smear it all over their bodies, and then they would go and they would beat women and have intercourse with them, and that was supposed to be something to do with increased fertility. For whoever thought of that, yeah. Anyway, so when the girls went missing, it was February 13th. The Lupercalia feast is celebrated from the 13th to the 15th in the Satanic Temple, and some people believe that a human sacrifice is necessary. Now, I'm not going to go down the path of religious beliefs and why people believe what they believe, but statistically speaking, 95% of people that are involved in satanic worship or Satanism or that sort of thing, they're atheists. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in Satan. Having seen Christ, I believe in God, and I also believe in Satan. I just don't worship Satan. I worship God. I believe in goodness and mercy and love and kindness and compassion, and now a lot of people in the Satanic Temple, they believe in the tenets, and one of the tenets is just live and let live, don't step on anybody else's toes. It is what it is. Having said that, going back to the murders of Abby and Livy, and one of the signatures being non-secular, my thoughts are now going to a place where I'm wondering if there wasn't some kind of ritualistic thing going on during the homicides. I couldn't tell you what it is. I don't have the crime scene. But that's what it feels like to me. And then I did a little more research, and ironically, the deaths of Elizabeth Collins and Lyric Cook out of Evansdale, Iowa, they also fell on a satanic feast day, which was the Feast of St. Marina. I can't remember the full name, but anyway, so I did a little bit more delving. There's been more people that have been missing and found around Peru, including young boys, and I'm wondering if this trafficking and all this pedophilia and this porn and all this stuff have to do with something satanic. Obviously, it's evil, but I'm speaking in the terms of, satanic worshipers. Now, when looking at Richard Allen, I mean, he's a little guy. He's not a big guy. And pretty insignificant in life, if you think about it. He had a wife and a daughter and a cat. And perhaps, his life was unfulfilling to him. But the thing about these people are, they're never going to be happy. They're never going to be satisfied. And so only through their own paraphilias do they ever find any sort of satisfaction or gratification. And that's really pathetic. So, anyway, in my psychic opinion, which probably doesn't mean squat to most people, um, I believe there were some satanic elements to this. And at one point, I got an image of something being dropped off the bridge, whether it was a knife sleeve or something to that nature, or something to that effect. But, um, I guess we'll all find out soon enough. Anyway, um, now the other topic I wanted to talk about is the probable cause and police sealing it. A lot of people are angry that the police are sealing this information, but this is still an open investigation. So, people need to be patient. Just because you have a right to the Freedom of Information Act and you have a right to get information doesn't mean it's the best thing. Okay, these girls were murdered, and other people in the surrounding area have been murdered, and you have to not think about yourself and think about what's best for the public. Just because you have a right to it doesn't mean that it's the best thing. And everybody wants to make money off of this, and how despicable is that? These girls lost their lives, and the police are fighting for justice. Let them do their jobs. This judge should not have to come out and say to the public that he is afraid and there's a bloodlust for information. I mean, what kind of society do we live in that people put their little dollars that they get from something like YouTube or social media ahead of an investigation of the murder of 2 children? I mean, it's really pathetic. So people need to just back the F off and let them do their jobs. These police have their hands full. I mean, if you look at this investigation with all the people that have been arrested up to this point, and everybody that Belinda and I have discussed over the last 5.5 years, is, it's coming to a culmination of, child pornography and, perhaps a snuff film, which I hate to even think that, perhaps trafficking these things, child trafficking, let them do their jobs. Because if you start interfering with that, then it's not safe for everybody. Not that it was safe before, but they're doing the best they can to fight for us and to fight for justice for these girls. So please, just leave them alone. Let them do their jobs. A judge should never have to recuse themselves because they can't handle the job. And I mean, that many people requesting information, be patient. It'll all come out in time. Everything will come out in time. So that's all I wanted to say for now. And I'm sorry I didn't get back on Monday night. I've been very sick. But I'm heading to church. I love God the Father, and I know there will be justice. Even if there's not full justice in this life, there will be in the next one. So, it is what it is. Anyway, take care and God bless. Bye.